Hello, everybody. Rob, a guy praying for poor people. It's been a beautiful day here at the homestead. I tell you what, it's been warm. I think it was 76 degrees, which is really beautiful for this time of year here in the mountains, North Carolina. Took my family up. We did a little bit of hiking, went up on the mountain, and had a good time today. And come back and worked around here a little bit and did a little bit of reading, looking at some news articles and things. The title of this video is Trump Will Start World War III. And no, I'm not a leftist liberal who thinks Trump is the Antichrist. It's just there's been a lot of things go on here and over the last last couple of weeks, that really made me think that well, I guess it just confirmed my suspicions that Trump is not the anti-war, anti-globalist guy that he said he was. I have no doubt that he wants to secure the border, and there's a few things that he's done that I've agreed with. For the most part, I have agreed with him. I'm definitely not anti-Trump, but I can see what's going on with him and the things going on here. I'll tell you, it really bothers me to see this whole thing. First it was in Syria, then Venezuela, and now here we are dealing with Iran. Was it about a week or two ago? We told Iran, or we declared that the Revolutionary Guard was a terrorist organization, which is a good thing to do. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is why we did it. We didn't do it because they're a terrorist organization. We did it because we want to get to Iran. We want to needle them. We want to put pressure on them. And we want to have an excuse to go and deal with them. Now it's come out, come out yesterday and this morning. There was a lot about it on the news, and I watched a couple of videos on YouTube on some channels that I subscribe to about we are going to stop honoring the suspension of sanctions on Iran, and we're going to sanction them or let full sanctions go on them. And I tell you, folks, this is going to be a real problem. Iran is not a large and powerful country, but they're a dangerous country. And they also have the backing of Russia and China. The problem is the United States is a falling empire. We are about to go down. Our dollar is just on the edge of collapsing. Our economy is not strong. It's not strong like Trump said it is. Sure, we have low unemployment, and he's done a few trade wars to try to help out, and I guess he's made this new NAFTA that's going to help and bring billions of dollars in jobs and all this. The billions of dollars doesn't pay trillions. We're $22 trillion in debt. We borrowed about $12 trillion over the last 10 years just to get out of debt. Or excuse me, just to save our economy from completely falling. So we borrowed all this money, and now we're $22 trillion in debt, and we have no way to pay it back. We keep printing money, and that's what we're paying. We're going and borrowing real money from people, and we're paying them back with this fake play money. I don't know. I just don't see how this is going to keep going. So here we are now. We have a problem with Iran. Iran, they're going to sell their oil to Russia and China. So we're going to have to step up, put in blockades, use our Navy, and not allow them to do this. This is going to cause a real problem. This is all because we've been sold out for years. I mean, I'm talking 40 years we've been sold out by politicians. And now here we are in a real mess that Trump or nobody else can ever get us out of. No president has ever had the guts to really step up and say, hey, we've made some mistakes and we need to stop. And we're going to have to do a little suffering and pay for these mistakes. Nobody's willing to do that. So when it all comes down, it's all going to come crashing down hard on us. So here we have Trump's good buddies with Saudi Arabia. Of course, every president has been. Because every president realizes that Saudi Arabia, they hold the key to our economic survival. As long as oil is being traded on the petrodollar, the US dollar, our dollar stays valuable. As soon as it's not, we're in trouble. And we're already in trouble. We can't, the only way out of this, the only way for us to save ourselves is for us to control the world's energy market. We have to control all the exports. We have to become the biggest exporter of petroleum. The only way to do that is control everything that Iran does, to stay in bed with the Saudis, to control what Venezuela's doing. I mean, there's a lot to that. So, what's going to happen? I can't tell you for sure what's going to happen, but if anybody thinks that Iran is going to sit there and take this land down, I believe they are sadly mistaken. Iran is tired of the United States and all the nonsense, and they realize just how weak we've become. Now, sure, our military is the most technologically advanced in the world. It's the most powerful in the world. But how much can we really withstand? With the backing of Russia and China, I tell you folks, we're in for a long road here. And what I'm afraid is that when it all comes down, and when it's all said and done, we the people are going to pay for our government's evil deeds. You can't blame it on one party or the other, because Democrats had the House 8 years, and Republicans had it for 8 years, and Democrats had it for 8 years. Or I'm sorry, they had the White House. It's gone back and forth. The House of Representatives, the Senate, it's gone back and forth. You can't just blame it on one party or the other. There's no party that can save us at this point. Economically speaking, we are just about to go down. So our one last hurrah is to try to control all the energy markets in the world, which is a dangerous situation. And I don't see any country, especially Russia, China, and Iran, and some of them, they don't want the country with the most powerful military also controlling all the oil. So I tell you, I'm afraid that we the people are going to pay the price for this. In the end, who knows what's going to happen? But don't be naive enough to think that we can't sustain an attack, take an attack on U.S. soil, because it very well could happen. Iran is mean enough to do it. China and Russia together are powerful enough to do it. And if we keep heading this direction, what we're doing, and Trump doesn't really have a choice. I think he's finally figured out that no matter what he does, he cannot save the United States of America. He never could save it. There was no saving it, no matter who got elected. And I tell you, folks, I've learned, and I've studied, and I've watch things and try to get as much information as I can and try to piece it together to figure things out. And I certainly don't have it all figured out. But I've learned more in the last about 3 years than I ever had about how things are going on in this world and how things are working. And biblically speaking, it's been an amazing 3 years. You can see Revelations playing out right before your eyes. You don't have to believe in the Bible. You don't have to believe in God. That is your choice. But I'm telling you, as a Christian man, I can see it. And if you have a spiritual eye, if you have the Holy Ghost helping you understand what the book of Revelation says, you can see this. The book of Revelation does not speak about the United States of America. There's a reason for that. We're not going to be here. When the world turns against Israel and the tribulation period starts and all this stuff goes on, the apocalypse, we're not going to be here. The United States is either going to be so weak that it doesn't matter, or it's going to be owned by somebody else. There is a passage in the Bible, you can look it up, about New Babylon being destroyed by the bear to the north. That's Russia, folks. And all this mess with Iran and all this stuff is getting ready to go down. It's really it's interesting times, I can say that. I encourage you to read your Bible. I encourage you to get informed. It's time to prepare now, folks. If you pray, then you need to pray daily. You need to make sure you have food stocked up, a lot of food, good clean water source, plenty of guns and ammo, because we certainly are going to need them here in the near future, I'm afraid. I can't tell you this for sure. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not sitting here saying things are going to happen. I'm just looking at what the facts are out there and what it means with this whole deal with Iran and how much backing they have from the most powerful players on the planet other than us. And financially, we are right at the brink. We can't afford for oil to lose its value or for people to trade oil outside of the U.S. dollar. I think somewhere around 50 to 55% of the oil in the world is traded outside the U.S. dollar. We can't stand for any more of that. That is the max. If it goes any more, we're going to lose everything. And I think that's what they're afraid of. And Iran's a big spoiler in all this, and they're going to have a lot to do with it. So like I said, get prepared, be ready, try to get all your friends and family and neighbors and everybody you can, because if Iran strikes with the backing of Russia and China, we may be in a real big mess in this country. And one way that we're going to make it through it is for us all to pull together. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. It don't matter what you are. The political parties just keep us divided. That's their goal. That's what they do. And keep us fussing and fighting over the little stuff while the world's going to hell in a handbasket. That's basically what's happening. So, like I said, I encourage you to get as many people as you can involved and get ready. Plant a garden. Get prepared. I'm going to try to do some videos this weekend. I should be able to get at least 1 or 2 videos done on some tactical handgun and self-defense stuff. And I hope to get that out to you. So you can invite people to see that. People that may need it. People that want a little bit of knowledge in that area. area. And I'm also going to, here in the near future, be trying to do a little video on some tactical stuff with your long weapon, your AR, AK, whatever you have, because I really feel like that's something that in the near future is going to be an important thing to know how to use. And like I said, I encourage you to, next to food and water, make sure you got plenty of them weapons and ammo ready, because there's a good chance we're going to need them. Well, thank you for watching, and remember, all gun laws are unconstitutional.